I'm good. Here we are. It's a beautiful environment at the school we're presenting in.
It is nice.
We've just done a whole day program with Year 11 about study skills and how to be a better learner.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, I talked to the students about how they can get in the best mindset to achieve the things that you've been talking about.
Yeah.
So they can take action on their study skills, which is what our brand new podcast is about.
That's right, and that's what we'd like to tell you about today. So we've got a brand new podcast, which is BrainTreePodcast.com, and it's all about basically how to be a better learner. But it's not just about one little aspect, it's marrying the two sides together. And I think that's why the days that you and I do together work so well, because it looks at what are the study skills you need to know, how do you manage your time, how do you organise yourself, but then you look very much at how do you get yourself in the right mindset to really achieve.
Yep. It's just based on the research of peak performance, the psychology of peak performance, and people may have often have seen this when they, Olympic athletes are interviewed or top golfers and whatnot. And what separates the very elite performers to the rest is really mindset, and it's the mental game, and that's what we talk about here with the students.
Yeah, and I think that's why you need the combination, because you can know what to do, but if you don't have the mindset to do it, nothing will happen. And if you don't know what to do, but you've got the right mindset, then that's a problem as well.
I've got to tell you, Prue, first time I've done this actually, I asked the students today, when they think about their final senior exams, I said to them, I want you to think about it, and I want you to pay attention to what happens in your body. And it was amazing.
They're all anxious and, tight.
It was amazing, their body language. They just sort of shriveled down and shrunk in. And then I said, put words to it. And it was amazing the words they put to it. Really negative ideas and thinking.
It's hard to succeed if that's the feeling you have every time you think of what you're experiencing.
Yeah, because you're bringing that energy into it and it's already depleted.
Yeah.
So BrainTree Podcast, it's a strange name to call a podcast for.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think so too, but people might be going, BrainTree? What is that?
In fact, can you even remember where it came from? I mean, I've got a picture in my head of why it makes sense, but do you remember where the idea came from?
Yeah. So, do you remember that diagram we had of the tree?
Yes.
And we said, this is how...
A tree of learning, I think it was, and it was like you need the roots in the ground, which was I think the mental aspects.
That's right.
And then you need to build up and gather the techniques as you learn.
That's it. And so oftentimes what happens is people will look at successful people, at successful athletes or academics or whatever it is, and you can quite easily identify, like with any tree, the branches and the leaves, you can quite easily see that, and they go, oh, well, this person is really good at that because, and they can identify the skills.
Yeah.
But what's often not seen is what grows the skill, like the tree, what grows the tree, And it's usually, as you said, through the roots, the underground, and that's usually the mental side of things, It's the invisible aspect.
And that's what we're trying to address in this podcast, is to really help anyone. You don't have to be necessarily a student at school, but anyone who wants to be a better learner, whether it's university, learning at work, whether you're a parent or a teacher looking for ways to help people who are learning. But we want to give you strategies that basically help people to plant the roots, grow the leaves, get that lovely brain tree happening of learning along the way.
That's right. And I'll hear things about the latest research in neuroplasticity and neuroscience, how our brains can grow, and it's like a muscle. And so I encourage people to go to BrainTreePodcast.com, and the first episode is an introduction episode, and we just talk about how we're the odd couple. So you'll need to listen to it.
Find out a bit about our background.
Yeah, how Prue is the smarty and I'm the dummy.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case at all.
But go ahead and have a listen to the very first episode on BrainTreePodcast.com.
Yeah, and if there's particular things that you're interested in learning more about, you can leave us a voice message on the site, and that way we can address those in the podcast as well, and then you'll be famous because you'll hear your voice on the podcast as well.
Good.
And of course you can download it from iTunes too and subscribe so that you don't ever miss an episode.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to working with you on our journey of growing our lovely tree.
Thanks,
Tree of knowledge. Thanks,
I like
Rocky.
that. Good.
It's nice that we've got a tree in the background too.
Yes.
That was a coincidence. Yeah. Thank you.